Let's go to Brian on the line in New Tampa, who thinks it's a wonderful idea that the government start up a program and start telling people to sue their employer. Brian, do tell.
I mean, I think it's the best thing to come out of the White House since Obama took office. I mean, I don't see how anybody with half a brain could think that this is a bad idea. I mean, you've got situations out there where people are being abused in the workplace. They have nowhere else to turn. Now they've got a chance.
Where? Where? Can you give me one?
Everywhere.
Can you give me one?
Just look around.
I am.
Everywhere.
I need an example. Don't just you can't just go citing everywhere. Look around.
Okay.
Where are people being abused in the workplace?
I'll give you an example. Take a I'll just pick any kind of medium-sized employer in the Tampa area. Say it's like a software firm. I'm just picking something. Say they've got 40 employees. Okay? Yeah, they have that Family Medical Leave Act, right? That people can take time off for illness or for birth and what have you and still get their job back. Problem is, when you do that, when you take that 12 or 16 weeks, you do it without pay. You talk about abusing the workers. How's a guy supposed to stay home and recuperate if he's injured or to help a family member that's maybe going through a rough time emotionally and he's not drawing a paycheck? You talk about abuse. That's the kind of thing I hope gets reported, and I hope that ends up in the court system too sweet.
Yeah, how many weeks or how many months would you allow for people to stay home for well, let's say we were doing it with paternity. Let's say should we have paternity leave here in the United States too? So the father gets to stay home after a mother has a child.
Yes,
should he
absolutely.
get to stay home from work and then also get paid for work too?
Family unit, nuclear family unit. That's the thing that conservatives say is what holds the country together. I would say probably no more than the 9 months it takes for the pregnancy. No more.
So after the baby's born,
yes,
after the baby's born, the father
months.
can stay home from work for 9 months and get paid.
Well, yeah, up to 9 months. And what good does it do to stay home like that if you're not getting a paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of thing they need to go after these employers for. And they need to start putting some of these things in the court system.
Who provided all that back in the days when people had farms?
Well, you didn't have as many pregnancies back then.
Oh, no, really? You had more, actually, Brian, because the kids actually had to work on the farms. I'm sorry. It's not the employer's job to feed everyone and when you're taking off from forever in 10 days. I am sorry. That's just not the job. You know what's going to happen, Brian, with your ideas? Employers are going to say, wow, maybe I shouldn't hire women because if I hire women, then I'm going to have to pay them for X amount of period of time.
That's something else that needs to end up in the court system. That's discrimination.
But that's the point. You can't prove that in a court. Employers are going to take a look at this. They're going to say, well, if you're going to penalize me, if one of my workers wants to take off and have a child for X amount of period of time, why am I going to hire women? That's the point. If you want to have a child, that's a choice. And you got to obviously accept the fact that, okay, I got to take some time off and you're not going to get paid for that.
Well, wait a minute. I don't accept the part that you shouldn't get paid. It's the responsibility of the employer to keep that business
Why is it the
going.
responsibility of the employer?
Because they're the ones that control the purse strings. A guy can't just write his own paycheck. He needs to have the employer do it. And the employer owes it to him. He's a hard worker.
The employer owes it to him. But who? Let me ask you a question. Brian. Who owes the employer? I mean, I own my own business. When my wife had our kids, should somebody have paid me to stay home and just shut my business down so I could be with my kids too?
No, you had a responsibility to those employees.
So only the business owners have that responsibility.
Well, I mean, that's
it's
why
a weird, odd world that you're living in here, Brian.
Car.
What?
You've asked me before who it is. I'll tell you who it is. Business owners. That's the man. Okay, and the man wants to keep the working guy down.
Okay, so Brian, what your suggestion? So should we eliminate all business owners? Because if the man is so bad, what would happen if all the business owners went away? What if they all quit? He hung up. Logic, reason, yeah, not much. 866-977-4820, 866-977-4820. We got our friend Captain Matt Bruce on the line down here in Lakewood Ranch. Captain Matt, welcome to the show.
Hey, that was entertaining.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.